rising Venus signs. Welcome to your timeless path of true love reading, part 1, part 2 extended. We'll talk about it in a bit. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials, and I am a Pisces moon, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years in business. At the time of this timeless recording, I am the author of Words of Grace, from a professional witch, available on Kindle, and a lot of what I learned in those 24 years is distilled in that book. You can preview it for free on Kindle, as there is a link in the description box, and I am a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. Best career move I've ever made as a mystical artist, a wonderful subscription service, putting out content every day there for my humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, which are the names of my subscription tiers, my subscription levels, adding Mystic relatively soon, maybe on New Moon at the time of this timeless recording. We shall see. So it's lovely. I'm there pretty much every morning, cup of coffee, talking about the day's astrology, the astrological weather, the spiritual practices that might be helpful, and magical applications that could be useful. Loving it there very much. So if you want more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Bam! Hey, my fishy family, my mer people. It is Path of True Love contract time, and I am happy to do it. So if you are new to my channel, Path of True Love reads are all about you. We're going to use a Celtic Cross. We'll talk about it. But the truth of the matter is that it is the hero's journey, the healing journey, your spiritual awakening, all through the lenses of your relationships, your soul contracts, twin flame soulmates, all that jazz. There are lots of links that I have in the description box, not just my own videos, but others that can help deepen your experience and education and information about all that stuff. So do check it out, as well as there is an extended read for this one, a part 2, by the way, that you can get on Vimeo on demand, pay-per-view, $9.99 USD. Every bit helps pay the bills. But all of my patrons on Patreon have access to all of the extended readings, regardless of subscription level, past, present, and future. So we are going to do a Celtic Cross, very classic spread. It is my favorite. I call it my GPS, or fly above, and shows you the potentialities, which directions go where. And in the extended read, we really do go there. But we are going to have contestant number 1 and contestant number 2 at a crossroads on the path of true love, the hero's journey aspect of it, right? A villain or hero, let's see. And this can be about any form of relationship, whether it's family or friend or lover or boss or whoever, that this is a soul contract, that you have the alchemy available to you. You have the ability to heal, transform, and become the true love that you truly are underneath it all. As Michelangelo said, not the Ninja Turtle, the artist, the sculptor, and all of that. When asked, how did you sculpt the David? And I got him right there, by the way, symbol of Apollo. Such a beautiful man, right? Such a beautiful statue. How did you create it? He said, I didn't. God created it. I just chipped away the excess marble. So think of the true love that you really are, the spirit, the soul, the eternal part of you that is both truth and love, divine masculine, third eye, divine feminine, heart chakra, brought together through the choices that we make on the path of true love, so that we no longer delay what cannot be prevented. How many lifetimes we're going to do this with these people? So even if it's not romantic, sexual, and I know everybody wants those reads on YouTube, and I understand that, heal whatever is going on, do you and whatever shows up, and it heals all of your relationships little by little by little, because you're the common denominator. Got it? Cool. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Standard YouTube reading rules apply, because your sun sign is going to have a different take on it than your moon, your Venus, or your rising. And certainly those could also be 4 different people crossing your path. Only you can know that in a general read. And I'll say it now, and I'll say it again at the end of this video. I just did a reading. I just did a soul contract reading for somebody. Facebook Messenger video call. It was lovely. And really is very, very, very clarifying, a little different from what we're doing here. So, you know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs. And if you want to book me for a private read, I do these all the time. People all over the world. So I guess that's about it. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. Enough explanation. Let's get to divination. Please take a nice deep breath. Downloading. Still point. Yeah, feeling that Pisces vibe. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Watching this video and receiving this reading, I need 2 Caroline Myss archetype decks for the Pisces collective. One for contestant number 1, one for whoever's crossing their path. Contestant number 2, they're going to have to kind of suss out who they are. These are already in the title, so they know what these words are before I do, oddly enough. So please, contestant number 1, that's the dominant 8th chakra archetype, the soul power that they are alchemizing from lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, false to true, because you can't have true love without truth. And who is contestant number 2? Could certainly be the Pisces, only they will be able to suss that out, crossing the path of whoever that is, contestant number 1 in this timeless Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, path of true love read. Oh dear, a saboteur and a hedonist. Chances are I put the word empowerer in there instead of the saboteur because we are dealing with a survival family archetype and a wildcard family archetype. Welcome to Pisces Town. Welcome to Fishville. Oh, Atlantis. The continent of Atlantis was an island. Look it up. It's a song. My dad used to play it all the time. The saboteur. Everybody has the 4 survival archetypes. Not everybody has the hedonist archetype, the wild card family. There are 9 different families, but everybody has the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. And as horrible as some of them sound, they're actually neutral. But for them to write saboteur and empowerer on the card, there's not enough cardboard. So I came up with the word empowerer because the saboteur archetype is how we learn how to survive, how we empower or disempower us, but it's always about life-changing decisions. It's always about making the wisest, most loving, most empowering decision we can to shift the shadow to light, the lead to gold. Now, the shadow attribute I'm about to read, and it's like this on all of these particular cards, is what you don't want to look at, what you're unaware of. Or if you are aware of it and do look at it, you don't want anybody else to know about it, right? You keep it in the shadow. The light is what you are shooting for here, and it can be delayed but not prevented. That's what relationships are for. So people are like, why do I keep doing the same thing over and over? And I've said it myself. The answer is because you got to learn this lesson one way or the other. This week, next year, 10 years from now, this lifetime, next lifetime, 10 lifetimes from now. That's the free will we have to do the alchemy or not. So let's talk about the saboteur, or as I call it in the guts, really the shadow, the empowerer. Think Wile E. Coyote, it helps. The shadow attribute induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. Look, you may have the desire to do it, but what do you actually do? Because something like that is not just a choice. Oh, a choice has a consequence. But the consequences of a decision are life-changing, yours and other people's. The light attribute highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. So, for example, I take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more, just to put it in a work context, shift it a little bit, right? But if I go self-employed, I'm not going to have the this and the, how am I going to survive, right? So, you know, it doesn't mean to do it or not do it. That's the journey that you have to take. So to at least be aware that for one of you, there's a life-changing decision on the table here, and one of empowerment or disempowerment in relationship to a hedonist. Now I have the hedonist. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or lifetime. Any of the survival family cards you have for a lifetime. Not because everybody got those. Countries have those. Corporations have those. Same for The hedonist, you never know how it's going to show up. Because, you know, hedonist immediately, like, I'm very Dionysus archetype. I mean, I have a grapevine pentacle tattooed on my arm, on my shoulder cap there for Dionysus. So that's one form of hedonism, right? But there's all sorts of ways that that can show up, as the wild card family does with all of them. The shadow attribute pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. I feel naked. Of course I did. I lived through the 80s. I'm 53. Yeah, I know I don't look at things. Witchcraft goes a long way. You know what you're doing. And you have good DNA from the mom. Light attributes. I got a kitty bunk in my leg. A little bit. Come on. Come on, Milky. I know that's you. Come on up. Come sit with Mama. The light attribute, what you're shooting for, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. And I gotta say, if I was in this reading and I am a Pisces moon, I would be on this side of the table. But there may be mirroring. That's why I feel it out, because everybody has this, the empowerer or saboteur. Everybody does. So there could be a bit of back and forth with this one. So let's Celtic Cross it. Let's get Celtic Crossy. The Mythic Tarot and my youngest son, Melchior. Hey, buddy. My Taurus. You want to lay down while Mama works? Sometimes he just pops up there and I don't even see it until I'm editing the video, because he's a black cat. Can you see him? Comment if you can see him. He's such a good boy. Yeah, so Mythic Tarot. We are going to Celtic Cross this 10 positions to look at the masculine, the yang, the external, either looking at you from the outside in, which is usually the case, right? Stepping outside of yourself to see yourself horizontally, or you looking at something from your own point of view, out, a person, place, or thing, because lower 3 chakras, masculine energy, the chakras that help you navigate through the physical world. It's all about physical relationships, root chakra, groups, tribes, your family, your friends, your nationality, your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign, right? All of that, your starseed, whatever, 3 or more associations, root chakra. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship, money, sex, and power. Already got that. That's what this is, but that doesn't mean other chakras aren't involved. And solar plexus, I really think the most important on the path of true love, your relationship to yourself, your personal power, your boundaries, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, what you stand for, what you won't stand for, and what your gut says, even if it's everybody else disagrees. Your intuition. Right? Let's see what hits the table. We're going to call these out one at a time, face up. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Pisces, powers of the West, please, 10 cards, one at a time, face up for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What's going on the path of true love for these two? Let's start with the empowerer saboteur. In contestant number 1, what's going on there? Masculine energy, all right, 4 of Pentacles. We got a solid foundation here in the physical world, but maybe covering their heart, right? Often called the miser, but this is Daedalus. Don't ask me to spell it. There's all sorts of vowels going on there, ancient Greek. But at this stage in the game, yes, building things. I mean, there's a lot of myth there. There's just a lot going on, but the entire suit of Pentacles in the Mythic Tarot is his myth. Not all of it, but a good part of it. So there is, like I said, this is good. This person may be at rest. They may be stabilizing things. They've gone from the 3 of initial foundation to the 4, which sometimes can be very solid and stable, but also, I don't know, passive. Grounded is the vibe that I get here, but also maybe covering the heart there. The hedonist crossing their path, please, my beloved gods of water, Pisces, powers of the West. You can always feel when it's more than one, but it doesn't come. I have this vow and agreement with them that they'll leave the card in my hand. So please, for the hedonist on the path of true love, with this saboteur crossing their path. Again, this could be family, this could be friend, this could be lover, and this could be Athena, a justice. So I'm going to say whoever this hedonist is, I don't think they're going into this with any sneaky, shady. No, they're coming in with a sense of justice, with a sense of fairness when it is, okay, so look, Four of Pentacles, lower 3 chakras, this is really root chakra, right? Even though the heart chakra is indicated there, because maybe they're not feeling so empowered, so safe, so secure. Maybe they're afraid of being sabotaged. Who isn't, right? This, when it's a major arcana card, lower 3 chakras, it's all 3 at once. So for a hedonist, we are looking at an ethical hedonist. There, by the way, there is a wonderful book called The Ethical Slut that you might want to check out, because it's written by a psychologist and a sociologist, and it's really genius, and it's been updated over the decades. Go check it out. Because, the ethical hedonist, that's the light hedonist, right? Inspiring creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrating the beauty in life and in oneself. That sounds like someone fun to be with on the path of true love, and maybe that's you. But let's look at the core, my gods. One of the unknown influences, or at least subconscious, what's going on between these two that they may or may not be aware of, depending on how intuitively tuned in they are, and these are Pisceans. But, them, they're cross-watchers. You never know. What's at the core of this, please? Lower 3 chakras. The sun. Apollo. This could be really, really healthy and you just don't see it yet. This could be really, really happy and you just don't see it yet. This could also be very, very intense. And kind of sensing it both sides here. There is a life-changing decision going on here, but Apollo is the god of light, of the sun, of prophecy, of the arts, but the classical arts, not funk and jazz, honey. We're talking classical, right? But we're not talking boogie down. We're talking the waltz. Very, very golden child, golden boy that way. And Apollo is wonderful, but he's also the bringer of plagues. I don't get that here. And as it's been said 10 billion times, thank you, Patty McLean, from a video you can probably watch on YouTube called Mysteries, Secrets of the Tarot, Mysteries of the Tarot with Christopher Lee. Yeah, that Christopher Lee. You might want to go check that out. Yeah, narrated by Sauron. It's pretty intense. That if the sun card is in the spread, it lightens and lifts everything else around it. But you may not be seeing this. This may be hidden behind clouds. So let's see what's behind them. What's in the behind of the Pisces collective? And cross-watcher here on the path of true love before they came to this crossroad in this path of true love. Read, we've got the Strength card, Heracles, which is the Greek name of Hercules, the original name, with the Nemean lion. Obviously, the strength spoken there again. Lower 3 chakras, well, 3 of those so far. Major Arcana, 3 cards down in a row. Justice, the sun, and the strength, right? The hedonist, the core, and where they're coming from. That strength card, there is bravery here. There is courage here. Or at least there was a situation going on here in the physical world where it took calling upon a deeper strength than just the physical. This can be about endurance. This can be about allowing the heart to lead the way. Courage, from the French word for the heart, le cœur. Le cœur, it's probably feminine, I think. Le cœur. Le cœur, doctor, means I gotta throw up. The French is interesting. But this is one of his 12 labors, so this is part of an ongoing journey, and Heracles is a god of heroes, and there is the hero's journey aspect of all of your relationships, because you are, again, the common denominator. So let's see, we get in the extended, we're going to take the Daughters of the Moon Tarot and look at the heart, third eye, crown chakra, what's behind all of this. So that will certainly clarify what's backing up that strength. What's crowning this? Hovering, waiting to land. It can be delayed but not prevented because it takes an act of free will, a choice, a decision, some kind of something, some action, or a decision not to act, right, at the crossroads. So what hovers above this? The Tower. You guys are just getting 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards in a row. And let's be clear, the Tower could be the kiss of true love. It could be that thing that just knocks down all your belief systems with that bolt of truth. True love does that. If you ever watched Once Upon a Time, like I really got into season 1 and 2, season 3, and I don't know if I did 4, I don't remember. Netflix, whatever. The kiss of true love, right? It didn't matter if it was between, you know, lovers or mother and child, right? That kiss went out, that rainbow wave. I love that image. Except this is the Tower, Poseidon, where there may be some situations that are about to be struck by lightning in the physical world, in this relationship. Now, that is not, just because it's destructive doesn't mean it's negative. I mean, think of your digestive system. If you didn't have stomach acids, how would you digest, right? It has to break it down, has to destroy the cell wall to get the nutrients out or whatever. Oh my God, I'm talking biology and physiology. Guides. So get that this can be a shattering of an illusion, the truth being spoken, lightning. Light is truth, so truthtening, but it's hovering. But it's hovering, but it's hovering, but it's hovering. By the way, in the extended, so many oracles. We're going to do the Kuan Yin Oracle, the Blue Angel Oracle, Healing with the Angels Oracle, the Whispers of Lord Ganesh, Journey of Love, Blessed Be, the Chakra Reading cards, and again, 10 more tarot to back up the Heart, Throat, Third Eye, Crown, the feminine energy of this. It's a long day, but I'm into it, and I'm a Pisces moon. So, my gods, this feels interesting. Like, I mean, you gotta say, the Tower, at least if you know it's coming, and if you're fair and, you know, being stable about this, empowering yourself, underneath it all, the sun is shining. Well, maybe that Tower card clears the air for that sun to shine. Let's see what's before them on the path just around the river bends, so to speak. Should they cope with that Tower well, right, and move to the gold, to the light in their individual archetypal schematas in this contract? Where are they headed? What's this look like, lower 3 chakras? It's another major arcana card, and it's Hecate, the moon, that things are cloudy with a chance of meatballs. So, a chance of mysticism, a chance of mystery, very hard to make clear, empowered decisions when the external is cloudy. Except when there is a crap ton of major arcana on the table, which says that most of the guidance, the grace, the power, the love, the wisdom needed here is internal. But I like what I see here, right? We've got such a unity of the chakras, lower 3 chakras, justice, sun, strength, Tower, the moon. That's 5 out of 6, right? We only have the 4 of Pentacles here on the table. So if it is that they're, you know, the saboteur in power is sort of closing off their heart, protecting themselves, because they're trying to gain some stability and empower themselves in their lives, because that's what you do, right? Consciously or unconsciously, we do that. Got to protect the heart. Got to heal that heart. Got to heal that heart, girl. Got to heal that heart. But this can be very, very emotional, very, very tides, right? The moon, Hecate, crown of the crossroads. Which way you want to go? And she's not an Olympian. She's a Titan. She's been around, right? So with Cerberus, hey, puppy, puppy, puppy. Who's a good boy, good boy, good boy? So, yeah, you may not be able to rely upon externals right now unless we are talking about intuitive, lower 3 chakra intuitions. If you know those voices, great. Listen to them and take it as it goes, right? Swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. But if not, really get that the way through this is not going to be so logically, because it does also say that there are clouds in front of the sun, right? Or there is an eclipse going on here. Maybe at the time you're watching this, there is an eclipse going on or something. Or one's coming. But certainly, the sun and the moon, it is divine masculine, divine feminine energy. This could be very, very dynamic. Very, very high dynamic. So, hey, excuse me for a moment. The Mythic Tarot. I have pants on, don't worry. Never. Sit. on nice cushions without pants on. That's just not right. This ain't OnlyFans. I wouldn't do it on Patreon either, though, honestly. I think I got them all. Nobody hiding. No, I think we're good. 3 weeks later. So let's look at the staff. We've got the cross. It's an interesting thing here, and I think a lot of the reads lately have been like this, where the number of major arcana have just been extreme. Maybe there's something going on at the time of this recording on planet Earth where things are kicking up a notch for the path that you love. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon my gods of water, sign of Pisces, powers of the West, please, the staff, the 7th position, the lesson. What is it? The gods, the archangels, the pantheons, their own soul, their own higher self are trying to teach them here. What is the lesson? Often called negative influences, but all of that is just to teach us. So what is the lesson? Lower 3 chakras, outside looking in, inside looking out, for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Cross Watcher, path of true love read. And we've got the 7 of Cups. Y'all got some serious emotional options ahead of you, and maybe some fantasy as a result, particularly in such close proximity to the moon. There may be some castles in the air, castles in the sky, hopes and beliefs, not the star, right? Not major arcana, but this feels very second chakra, right? A lot of second chakra, element of water. Well, it's like, but we could do that, and we could do that, and we could do that, which I think makes it a little bit more sexual romantic, but nothing here is necessarily screaming that at me either. This could just as easily be a family member or a friend or employee, coworker, boss, and whatever. So we know that. I mean, this is Aphrodite giving Psyche, her daughter-in-law, though she does not acknowledge the marriage, to her son Eros, because she's mortal. She goes, well, here's what you can do. You can leave him alone, and I won't curse you for filth for the rest of your life. Arachne springs to mind. But I tell you what, I'm going to send you on a little bit of a quest, and we'll see how you do. Sends her into the underworld to go get some beauty cream. That's a mother-in-law issue. So, you know, it's up to her. She can do it or not. She has her options, but she really loves him, and he really loves her. Wait till you see the 10 of Cups in this deck if it shows up, if you haven't already. So I like that. Your lesson is about emotional options, but really hard to do when it's cloudy with a chance of mysticism. Right? And there is a chance of mysticism with the amount of major arcana card in the lower 3 chakras here. So empower and hedonize, if that's a word. Should be if it's not. My gods from the outside looking in, if we were to run into these two walking along the path of true love, what would that look like, lower 3 chakras? How the world sees it? Shit! 10 of Cups! 10 of Cups! 10 of Cups! Next fucking card. This is why I'm good at what I do. Well, here's what it is. I have the mystical connection with the divine enough in my own spiritual practice that they just leave the right card in my hand every time. I also know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's helpful. And I know how to accessorize, and I have nice hair. This is great. I love this for us. I would claim this reading. It's so much major arcana, though. That makes it a little bit harder to make it so very specific, because we only have 2 minor arcana. 4 of Pentacles on the outer for the Saboteur, which is, you know, a stage of the process. But the 7 of Cups for the lesson on the outer. You got to really find your way through this to make even your moment-by-moment options clear, despite the moon. But remember, the sun is underneath it all. Really, first, second, third chakra intuition. I would think solar plexus there with the sun might be a good place to start. All right, to me, the most important card in the Celtic Cross, 9th position, often called hopes and fears. It's really about our destiny and our fate, because we really hope we're going to manifest our destiny, but we're totally terrified we're going to suffer our fate, because they're not the same thing. It's the hero's journey. The hero is handed fate, and they take the hero's journey to alchemize the lead to gold, the fate to manifest their destiny. So what do you got for the Piscean collective and cross watchers on the path of true love? Destiny position. 4 of Cups. The Four of Cups, part of the Eros and Psyche mythology here. Long story short, Eros marries her in the 3, but they haven't seen each other's face. Well, she hasn't seen his face. He's seen hers. It's good myth. If you know the myth, you know what I'm talking about, right? Well, her sisters come to visit, and she goes, what do you mean you've never seen his face? How do you know? He could be a demon. He could be a human. You have no idea, except they're living like in a palace, castle, like in the sky. All right, so yeah, any old Joe can do that. I don't think so. I should say Dimitri, ancient Greece. So this is gossip in this picture, but what does that cause? Emotional questioning and discontent, right? 3 of Cups and that 4th one in the air going, I don't know. And as a result, in the 5, she finds out what he looks like and she ruins the whole thing because she broke a promise, but they end up like this. So it ends well. And that's the thing. There may very well be some emotional discontent. And with the 4 of Pentacles here for the Saboteur, that's our first numeric double whammy, right? Yeah, no, otherwise we got a 10 and a 7 on the table. So there is some resonance there. So on the path of true love, there are places where we have to sort of rest the emotional part. Particularly, this feels 2nd chakra. This feels like discontent between these two people, one to the other, maybe both. But also be aware of gossip. I mean, it's a game of telephone to begin with, and no one gossips with good intention. Although they do make great counselors if they clean up the archetype. So let's look at this. If that's how your destiny is achieved right now, by dealing with that, well then I think making the right emotional option, you need to kind of balance that out for yourself a little bit. It's a good time for emotional rest, though, to not make any great, big, huge emotional choices or decisions. So, last tarot down, still point. My gods, please. Most probable outcome of the timeline of this lifetime for this contract. The Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, and Cross Watcher, Saboteur, and Hedonist contract here. Lower 3 chakras, outside looking in, inside looking out. What's the dynamic? Where does this most likely end? And yes, it can be changed as the point of GPS if you play it right in this Path of True Love read. And we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Good. To go from the 4 to the 9, at least for the Saboteur, is good. But if we were to look at the relationship of where it is at the end of this chapter, yes, there is self-sufficiency. This is, I'm good, I've got my own traditional tarot, Lady of the Manor, with the hooded falcon, right? She's good. She doesn't need anybody else. It doesn't mean she can't have somebody else. And this is one chapter in the story, one track on the album, one scene in the movie, one act in a play, right? So starting with strength, well, in the past, being at this crossroads, someone who wants justice, and someone who's, maybe taking a little bit of time out here. I feel like this ends well. And together apart, and remember, is this absolutely romantic, sexual? We don't know yet. I mean, if it's your read, but from the reader's point of view and a general read on a camera, we're just going to roll with it and get the next 2 cards down. We're going to take the Whispers of Love Oracle, the Voices of the Higher Selves, one for the Saboteur, one for the Hedonist. I should say Empower, Hedonist, I will. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of both involved for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Cross Watcher, watching this video, receiving this reading, what is the Whisper of Love, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above? We'll do them face down and then turn them over. We've got the Saboteur, contestant number 1, 4 of Pentacles on the outer. Their information, inspiration, insight needed by their own higher selves. And for that Hedonist, Contestant number 2 with Athena, justice. Yes, a virgin goddess, but very, very wise and very, very just. So please, what's what's the hedonist's whisper of love in this Path of True Love read? This is where we get the romance card and all that jazz. Okay. Saboteur, empower, be authentic to who you are. You're asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. So look, you can do that like this. You can say, I'm just not ready. Or, I'm feeling attacked, I'm feeling very attacked. A little ganja, stronger them. Right? But to do it in an empowered way rather than a sabotaging way. Right? And if it's their fault, there's ways of handling that and doing that to kind of empower yourself and them. But maybe there is a deeper heart feeling here. Why cover your heart? Right? If you love them, but there is a holding back there. But it is for stabilizing so that you can empower yourself. It's a necessary start of the process, right? You just don't shoot out the gate and do it all in one day. Don't try and live your life in one day. Don't go speed your time away. For the hedonist, honesty is essential. To be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. I don't know. Sounds like justice to me. This doesn't feel like somebody who minces words. It depends on how diplomatic they are in the process, right? Because you can't, but to say it in the right, honesty is essential. And you know what? Be authentic and honesty, be honest, sort of the same thing. It's sort of the same thing, different angles. So yeah, I mean, in a true love reading, we really have the emphasis on both truth and love here. But that's the Whispers of Love Oracle. One more card. And if you know me, you know it's the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Technically not divination, nor is the Caroline Mace Archetype deck technically divination. I just use them that way because I'll take magic, miracles, mysticism, love, wisdom, and power where I find it. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of True Love, a rather interesting branch of the Akashic Records law firm, please. One card in clarity for the Piscean Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Give them the perfect healing mantra. That doesn't matter which one they are. If they work this, they're moving forward. Little by little by little. Day by day by day. Working this mantra, leading them maybe to the next person, place, thing, mantra, book, whatever, that they need to navigate this well. Because Nine of Pentacles is a good outcome. It means self-sufficiency in it means this, apparently, in the physical world. Maybe healthy boundaries and a nice, solid foundation that it just takes somebody to offer that extra pentacle, and it becomes the Ten of Pentacles, which is fine. It's very Nora Ephron, I gotta say. So please knock their third eye socks off. Piscean Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, and Cross Watcher with this mantra. On the path of true love, cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. You've been cultivating courage for a while. Strength card, Heracles, dig it. I'm gonna read it from the bookie book because I love this one, cultivating. In any, you don't know how many times we're even just like dealing with computer stuff because I'm not a techie. I do the best that I can. I ask for help when I need, but. It's like, any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. And every given moment, I always know exactly what to do. And then the body relaxes. It doesn't immediately go like that. The body relaxes. And then, boop, comes to me. Because I stay in the present moment. You do you. Cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. When courage is cultivated, you are aware of your choices and able to pinpoint your most inspired options with accuracy and ease. In other words, it is taking that moment, just not doing what you always do. Inspired. Now, you can be inspired to key somebody's car. I don't recommend it. Right? Be inspired to, I don't know, do all sorts of shit. But to really, really follow a lot of major arcana. The spirit cards are all over this reading, so I would go with that, right? In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. Such options may not always match up with the things you want, but they will always give you the exact experiences you need to further evolve your soul, which means to allow the eternal part of you to steer the body a little bit more often, right? So that's what we came in here for, as immortal souls, to do what needs to be done. It's like going to the gym. Do what you go there to do. As you cultivate courage, you are stepping into a new frontier of soul expansion where life has permission to guide you forward into the fulfillment of your long-awaited destiny. This is a hero's journey. There is no hero's journey without courage. I mean, Star Wars. I could go with movies all day long on there. A never-ending story. Let's go back to my genre. I mean, Pretty in Pink, right? Like, all the hero's journey is just scattered throughout our history, our ancient myth, as well as our contemporary soap operas. It kind of shows up in reality TV, particularly in competition things, right? The roles, right? There's like RuPaul's Drag Race, right? There's the villain edit. Well, that's part of the hero's journey too. This mantra is ideal for breaking old habits, deepening your focus, and following your heart. Courage, one more. Yeah, it's Path of True Love read. Makes sense. So here's what's going to happen next. We're going to do a blessimation, a lovely word created by one of my patrons on Patreon. It's a blessing and a summation. And, hang around for that, and then if you want, hang around for the last little bit that I do here as I release it all and let the dolphin out. Yeah, this is very, very deep, very, very powerful. But courage, with the courage card, the strength card on the table, this is an adventure. Under the sea, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Lions, and Cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading in this empower, saboteur, hedonist, Path of True Love soul contract, may they be blessed with all that they need, that they can both highlight their fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to their lives. Because this is a life changer, apparently. And because they both have the saboteur, but they may not both have the hedonist, may they inspire creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself, and, of course, in life. This saboteur with that Four of Pentacles, why not? If they're healthy boundaries, it's like, I'm not ready for this just yet, but I'm not ready for this just yet, but, and we'll see what's behind that in the extended. And this hedonist saying, look, I want to be fair, I want to be clean, I'm not looking to screw anybody over, nor am I looking to get screwed over, right? Very Athena. And at the core of this, the Sun, there is something happy, there is something healthy here that will eventually come to light, one would think, if they do the work necessary. Because this is coming from a place of courage and strength. This is a strong deal. This is very solar plexus, by the way. Very solar plexus honor code. Very solar plexus the Sun. Very solar plexus the ability to walk the hero's journey with courage, with strength, personal power strength, not just picking up a table and throwing it across the room, the strength of the soul in the physical body. And what's hovering is a tower, a big change of comment, and it's scripted, and it's written, and that's okay, but it's going to happen fast, and it might break down some shit. It might destroy some beliefs, some misperceptions, some lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions, some of which we carry societally from our upbringings, from the ancestral patterns. So it's okay if it's a little cloudy with a chance of mysticism. There's a lot of major arcana on the table here. They're being guided and led through something here. So they're better kind of sort of going with that second chakra, feel it out, rather than try to make sense of it, because the Sun will come out tomorrow. I can't believe I just did that. Oh my God. Please don't let that be stuck in my head all day long. Oh, fuck, too late now. Because there are emotional options, and that's part of all of our options emotionally. Do I want to feel this? Do I want to deal with this? Do I want to blow it off? Do I want to disappear? Do I want to whatever, they got to feel that way out, which certainly there can be some fantasy and dreaming that they need to feel their way through so close to the moon. But from the outside looking in, this is a Ten of Cups. This is their cups running over. This is true love. This is my true love card in the Mythic Tarot. But where they are right now, this could be a couple, right? This could totally be a couple that's already together. Or again, a family member, because again, true love manifests in families as well. But with that Four of Cups, in the destiny position, there really needs to be an acknowledgement of whatever that is, to take a break, to take a rest and feel. Is it boredom? Like the top vibe for Four Cups for me is boredom, and yeah, sorrow. Really, if you want to go to the lower end of the vibrational scale on that one, maybe we are looking at depression, although it doesn't feel that way. But it does feel like from meh to, right, maybe disappointment, which is different than meh. But ending with that Nine of Pentacles, that they come out of this, hopefully both sides, independent, strong, clear, stable, they got their own. So that all there has to be is an Ace of Pentacles offered. And it moves that Ten of Cups from the outside looking in to the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe even a marriage or something like that, or the consolidation of family or friendship relationship. And certainly if the saboteur can just be empower saboteur, be authentic to who they are because they're being asked to be real and true, to who they are and how they feel, and if that hedonist can get that honesty is essential here. And with the Justice, I don't feel like that's an issue. To be a loving person, it is important that they speak truthfully and in a loving manner, not chopping off their heads with the sword of justice with the truth, neither. And if they both do that, they can do that and will come to a stronger experience of cultivating their courage to go with the heart when it's centered, when it's clear, when it's divinely guided. So that they may heal, grow, learn, evolve, take the hero's journey, manifest their destiny, shift from a more golden timeline of true love than a more leaded timeline of false love, codependence, and all that shadow jazz. And as they do, may the marble chip away. May they become the true love that we all are underneath it all, because we're really true lovely underneath it all, that we shine our light and as a result bring more true love to the planet, making heaven on earth, paradise planet earth, just a better place, a more golden vibe planet for our well-being, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, even Melky, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. So it is. Hey, did you like it? I would. I'm looking forward to the extended you can find it on Vimeo.com, link in the description box, or come Patreon on Patreon. Let's get that out of the way. All of my subscribers have access. Doesn't matter what level you subscribe at, you get all of the extended reads past, present, and into the future. And plus me pretty much every morning, cup of coffee, talking about astrology, and ending always with a little prayer, meditation, blessing thingy to get your day going whenever you watch it. So if you want more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Archangel of Lyons, but screw it, just call me Mal. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, easy enough. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm going to be moving my home this year instead of next year, which is what I thought was going to happen, but who knows. So I'm putting these out when they are ready. And if you want to book me for a private reading, you can link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal. Did it last year. Make a new one this year. I don't know. But explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. So thank you so very much for watching. Doing this in August. So it's a little humid today. Pardon the hair. But it's water, right? My Pisceans, my fishies, my mer people, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed on the path of true love. Comment, what's this about? What type of relationship? Inquiring fishies want to know. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.